The housing deficit in Nigeria is currently put at about 17 million, and the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria (FMBN) is taking bold steps to address the problem. One major avenue through which this is being done is the National Housing Fund Scheme (NHF). Originally designed for Nigerians who are on salaried employment, the fund's scope of coverage has been widened to make it possible for all Nigerians to own houses.
The Nigerian population, and we discovered that those that can tap into the NHF scheme are only those that are in formal employment, the number of which is less than 10%. So we said, how do we now assess other Nigerians? So we launched a product that we call the Informal Sector Mortgage Program, whereby we are assessing other Nigerians through cooperative societies. So that is ongoing across Nigeria.
This has led to the development of a specific product to target individuals in the informal sector using the instrumentality of cooperative societies to enable them come together as a group and approach the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria for mortgage loans. These can be channeled to build, renovate, or buy a house.
It is a sector that is characterized by irregular income. Generally, they are a disadvantaged segment in the sense that because of the nature of their operations, their income is irregular, their structure is not formal, so they find it very difficult to access loans ordinarily from financial institutions. So we felt that if we develop a product that will grant some concessions by way of recognizing that they can come together as cooperative societies and then give them a chance to operate as groups, it will be easier for them to access these facilities rather than coming as individuals, in which case they will be unable to meet loan conditions that will ordinarily have to be met when they are approaching commercial institutions or financial institutions for such facilities.
The idea of the special product is to give individuals who operate in the non-salaried sector of the economy an opportunity to participate in the NHF and avail themselves the opportunity of owning a house. The special product was officially launched by the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development in December 2011, and by April 2012, the product became fully functional. As at today, over 923 cooperative societies have been registered with the National Housing Fund Scheme, NHF.
I'm glad to say that as at date, we have so far registered 923 cooperative societies with about 17,000 cooperators, that is, as members of those cooperative societies. And to date, we have made a total collection of about 129 million. So this product has been well accepted by Nigerians, and quite a lot of progress has been made in this regard.
Whatever she's going to plant down here, So, Madam, quickly over.
In a bid to create more awareness about the NHF scheme, as well as other products of the FMBN, the MD FMBN and the task force set up by him mounted a vigorous advocacy to mobilize other cooperative organizations outside the employment of federal or state civil services. One of such visits was to the African Independent Television (AIT) to consolidate their working relationships and also to partner with them.
Government established the National Housing Fund Scheme in 1992 to pool long-term funds so that Nigerian workers can access concessionary, I will repeat that word, concessionary loans to build, buy or renovate affordable house. And as at that time when the fund was established, it was envisaged that up to 50 million Nigerians will be contributing to the scheme. But as I talk to you today, we have about only 4 million Nigerians contributing to the scheme. Some of the benefits that your staff stand to gain under the NHF scheme are as follows. One of them is they can access affordable mortgage loan at 6% interest rate compared to the market-driven rate of between 15 to 25%.
We'll partner with you in all these dimensions. by getting our staff involved, the process is already on, and we'll ensure that as much as possible, the remittances that should come from the staff get to the appropriate accounts on a regular basis so that they don't default, and so that they can also, over a period of time, partake in these facilities and at least have a home they can call their home.
During this visit, the MD explained that the FMBN mortgage loans are given with a 30 years repayment period with no collateral required. The Special Product Group is also targeting other Nigerians towards home ownership through the FMBN loans. These include the informal sector and Nigerians in diaspora.
Because of the nature of the informal sector market, it is difficult to deal with them as individuals. So the best way we think it is to organize them by way of using the registered cooperative societies, where members of cooperative societies could approach the Federal Mortgage Bank to say, we are members of a particular cooperative society, and we have registered with the National Housing Fund. We have been able to acquire land. Then the bank will make available construction loans to the cooperative societies as legal entities. And when the houses are constructed, the bank will also advance mortgage loans to the individual members of the cooperatives so that they can also buy the houses from the cooperative societies.
Zonal and state offices of the FMBN are part of the mobilization efforts towards getting more Nigerians to key into the scheme. It is part of their core mandate. Umar Yusuf is the controller, Niger State Office. He speaks on some of their activities in the state.
I can tell you authoritatively that we have a very large chunk of self-employed and private individuals who are informally employed, or they are living on their own, that we have been able to mobilize. And this, we have marshaled out some plans through which we continuously meet prospective people that we feel are within the age bracket of benefiting from our scheme. We've been mobilizing them, and we get self-employed at almost a monthly basis, and it has been very consistent and successful.
Umuren Maxwell is the controller, FMBN Akwa Ibom State Office. He says their responsibility includes enlightening the populace on what the bank does with regards to the National Housing Fund scheme.
Our work is more of enlightenment. So it really goes about the entire state to enlighten the populace about what we do, National Housing Fund, what they need to know. And that we do that principally, we cover the entire state. I have a team that is divided into the various subsectors of the economy. So some people go after education sector, some the banking, some the manufacturing. So from here we cover the entire state, and so far I think it is worth doing.
The overall objective of the FMBN is to expand its scope so that more and more Nigerians can become house owners through the mortgages.
Do you know that as an NHF contributor, you can process your e-card onto the FMBN website? All you need to do is use your NHF number as username and as your password to log in. When this is done, you can use the platform to change your password, fill the NHF data update, upload current photograph, and upload your signature. When you have done this, your new NHF e-card will be processed and sent to you.
Everyone Deserves a Home, showing on NTA International every Monday at 7:30 p.m.
In Gusau, the capital of Zamfara State, stands the Multi-M Estate. It is a glaring example of what the FMBN is doing through partnership with private real estate developers across the country. Located along Kaura Namoda Road, the estate comprised of 202 units of houses built by Multi-M Nigeria Limited with estate development loan facility provided by the FMBN in 2011. 108 of the houses have been completed.
We are able to finish 55 buildings, both 3-bedroom and 2-bedroom. The number of 3-bedroom that have completed is 30 units. The number of 3-bedroom is 25 units. When we have 12 on the roofed level, and we still have 13 on the headcourse level. That one is, all this one that I said is 2 bedrooms. So if we add that 130 that is under construction with the one that we have completed, making 82 bedroom that is on the ground. We have completed 25 of 3 bedrooms when 25 is under construction, making 50. If you can calculate everything, you will know that the total is 110.
Basic infrastructure is provided for the comfort of occupants. A good road network is in place with side drains. The houses are all connected with pipe-borne water, with water reservoirs also in place. This is in addition to being connected to the national grid with dedicated transformers. The houses are meant for National Housing Fund contributors from the formal and the informal sector in Zamfara State. They must, however, meet the conditions stated by the bank.
The price of 2-bedroom is 4,732,000. But for who want to occupy the house, is firstly collect the form, which is 10,000 naira. After that, he will pay 10% of the money, which is 473,200 naira. So if it is a civil servant, he's going to pay the remaining balance for a good 30 years. Does it depend on his salary or her salary? So because government don't want to inconvenience everybody, so that's why they did it like that. They're doing it like that. So if it is masses, so far you can contribute to NHF. So you are entitled to occupy the house.
With proper supervision by the Federal Mortgage Bank, quality and standards have been achieved on the project.
Honestly, the structure is very, very okay. You know, I told you we started this project around 2011. Can you see the building? No cracking, no fade of the paint, no fading on the paint. So the structure is very, very okay. You can see the level of the foundation very above the ground. No amount of water can enter into the building. So we make sure we follow the normal procedure we're supposed to follow in building project like this, so that we, at the end of the day, if anybody occupy the building, you know, be causing us or do anything that we not like. We build it as if we are the one that want to live in the house.
President Goodluck Jonathan last Thursday launched the Abuja Land Swap investment that covers a land area of 3.886 hectares, amounting to 15% of the Federal Capital City and less than 0.50% of the Federal Capital Territory. It is an arrangement in which government gives a green field to developers for real property development. The developers, in turn, provide specific infrastructure on the land. It is hoped in the next 6 years that the Abuja infrastructure stock will increase by more than 27%, meaning additional 464 kilometers of new roads, 7 bridges, 696 kilometers of street lighting lines, and 334 kilometers of telecommunication ducts will be constructed. The Federal Capital Development Authority is to supervise the implementation of the project. Governing Board of the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board, at its 72nd meeting in Abuja, ratified the housing loans for 500 federal workers. The board has ratified the Memorandum of Understanding between the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria and the Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board towards tackling the challenges faced by public servants in assessing soft loans to renovate their houses.
The journey to fulfill every Nigerian worker's need for a house began with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. The mandate was clear, the challenge daunting, the determination unwavering. Today, the FMBN is better positioned to deliver from manual to highly computerized mode of operations, market-based to customer-based mortgage housing loans, powered by a formidable partnership with state governments, including the FCT, the NECA, TUC, NLC, international investors, and Nigerians in the diaspora. No doubt, workers' housing distance is far covered. The FMBN mandate is achievable. Understand us. Partner with us. FMBN. Everyone deserves a home.
For over 20 years, the Kaduna State Development and Property Company, KSDPC, has worked in close collaboration with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria towards the development of affordable houses for middle and low-income earners in the state who are contributors to the National Housing Fund scheme. To this end, KSDPC has developed a number of projects in the state financed by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. These estates have helped NHF contributors to spread the message that you can own a home before retirement. Mr. Aminu Jumari Gidado is one of such beneficiaries of the partnership between KSDPC and the FMBN. He got a house at the Kaduna Teachers College Housing Estate Kao, a property developed by KSDPC and financed by the FMBN.
I joined the service since 1983. So I got the house, I got this house 2007 through the contributory scheme put together by Federal Mortgage Bank and the government of the Federation and then states as well. So we went through balloting, which I secured this house. That was, like I said, in 2007.
The 3-bedroom apartment that Mr. Aminu Jumari Gidado got is sited in a secured environment, fenced to give the apartment privacy. It was given to him after he made the down payment of 5%. Deductions are subsequently being made from his monthly salary.
Never thought of having a house as a civil servant in Nigeria. I believe not only in Kaduna State. Then, because for you to have your salary, buy food, pay for school fees, medical bill and other things, and you think of saving something out of it on a house, I think it was not easy. But as God will have it, the Federal Mortgage Bank came in. The government of the day then agreed to go with the labor union so that they established this scheme for workers to obtain a house. Honestly, it was a very, very welcome development. It was a very, very delightful moment for me.
Mr. Delhatu Mustafa, a staff of the Kaduna State Agricultural Development Project, is yet another beneficiary of the relationship between KSDPC and the FMBN. Today, even though he is still in active service, he is a proud owner of a 3-bedroom apartment in the architect Umaru Balarabe Estate, Malali, Kaduna. He calls on other civil servants to take advantage of the NHF and get their own homes.
I'm calling on the civil servants to try and continue to contribute, because I know everyone is contributing because it's mandatory for everyone to contribute. But those that are contributing voluntarily, that is the public servants, those that are in banks, in other institutions, they should continue to contribute, because one day they will own their own houses. And it's a good thing, really.
These testimonies, like many of them across the country, validate the point made by the FMBN that civil servants don't have to wait until old age before they can own personal houses. They can have it now.
Mortgages affords you the opportunity of getting the house, your dream house, now that you're still working. You move into the house, live in the house, and be paying for that house installmentally.
Majidadi Lawrence from Gombe State wants to know what amount he needs to provide if he is looking for a mortgage loan to buy a house.
You have to pay your personal stake. You pay your personal stake, which depends on the loan amount you are asking for. If you are asking for up to 5 million naira, depending on the cost of the house you want to buy, so your personal stake will be 10% of the cost price of the house. And if you are applying for a house that costs more than 5 million but not more than 10, then your personal stake will be 20%, and the bank will, on your behalf, pay the balance of the 80%. But if you are taking a house that is above 10% and not the maximum, or whatever it can be more than the maximum, you understand? So if the maximum is 15 million, so if you are taking a house that is above 10 million to 15 million, then your personal stake will be 30%.
For comments, questions and observations, send text only to 080-964-11399 or send an email to fmbn@newagenetwork.com.ng, or you could visit our websites www.newagenetwork.com.ng or www.fmbn.gov.ng for inquiries.